Yo, what is good, dev guys? It's your boy Kane. Yes, sir, I'm back with another video. And this video is going to be a lot different than all my other videos, man, because we're doing my first devlog. Let's go. Okay, so a little over a year ago, I finally decided I wanted to start working on an actual project. As game developers, well, most of us indies at least, we like to create the games that we want to play. It's either a clone copy of a game we like, a meme game, or if you're bold, it's a freakishly large Frankenstein monster of all the games we love and what we love about them. Today, I want to introduce you guys to my Frankenstein monster, Project Genesis, which is a working title, by the way. Now, I know what you're thinking. You said you've been working on this for a year. Where's the gameplay? Show us something. Well, if you guys are in the know, then you understand that there are multiple stages of a game's development life cycle. And none of them shits are as easy as they seem. The first one being planning. This, in my opinion, is the most important stage, and trying to move forward without it will leave you with a bunch of unfinished prototypes. In this stage, I had to decide what to build, where I wanted to put it, and a whole bunch of other variables. My project planning tool of choice is called Notion. Now, Notion is a free tool that allows you to organize your project how you see fit. You can add pages that are just images. You can add tables. You can add links to other apps like Miro with their flow charts. It just gives you a lot of flexibility. And on top of it all, it works on the mobile phone. Like, I'm able to lay in bed and edit things as I see fit. Going into my project, I knew exactly what I wanted to build, but I didn't have the skills to do everything that I needed to do, like character modeling or animation. So I went from my original idea to an FPS with only magic and projectiles with Titanfall style movement, to an FPS with guns and robots as the main protagonists. And I even tried to do my original idea with guns, but I ended up not liking any of those prototypes, but they were all important lessons. I learned a lot making them, and even though the code was abysmal, they helped guide me to the place that I am now in my project. So what's my idea? Well, in short, I'm making a first-person mobile shooter. Wait, I know what you're thinking. Oh no, not another hero shooter, but let me explain. Project Genesis is a skill-based shooter with tactical elements from mobile games like Smite and Paragon. You must attack with precision, and you must plan out your character's progression according to the situation of the match. So here we are in the Unreal Engine 5 editor. I am using Unreal Engine 5. Don't pay attention to this. This is just imported from an Unreal Engine 4 content example project. I'm gonna press play on this standalone game, and that'll just give me some more performance while we're doing this here. While playing in the editor and debug game, it's kind of, the performance is kind of bad. So if I alt enter here, go to full screen, you can look at the lighting. It looks pretty good. I took a little basic lighting course for Unreal Engine 5. But I ended up turning off Lumen. The reason I did that is because it doesn't support lower end systems like the Xbox One S or the PlayStation 4 or even some lower end PCs. And with my marketing budget, I want to make sure I can reach as many of the target platforms as I possibly can. So boost my player count. So the first thing I'm going to do is interact with this chest. Now, whenever you see something in this project or this sandbox level, it is filtered and always ran through GAS, game playability systems. And now game playability system is just an encapsulation of a lot of gameplay logic so that it's easier to manage and easier to expand upon. And it's very performant over the network. And it's actually just the way that things are going to get done inside of Unreal Engine 5, to be honest with you. They're moving towards game playability system being the main way to do gameplay logic. But if I go here, you can see I get a little pop-up telling me to hold E, and this will interact with this chest here. And this is basically just to set up the logic for when I want to do something like a game mode where you have to deliver a objective to a certain point or even interact with an objective to win the round. You can do that with the interaction system. Now, if you hear me walking around, you hear these footsteps. These are just the basic footsteps, but if I walk onto this different material here, we get the rock footsteps, we get some grass, we get some metal, then we get some wood. This is not through gas here. This is actually through the animation notifies. But if I walk over here through the water, we get a little water here. And that's good for like giving call outs or where someone is located. You can play off of the sounds in the game. I want to have that. I like having that. I like feeling that in other games that I play. So the movement system, I got away from the Titanfall where you can wall run, and I actually just implemented a nice sprint, a nice slide, and a boost jump. And we also have this God leap here where you can really get to different places on the map depending on how much stamina you have. And if you look in the bottom left over here, you see that yellow bar is decreasing as I do things like jumping and sprinting. I wanted to have my movement system kind of controlled by something that you have to pay attention to. You can't just keep sprinting all over the map and play willy-nilly. You have to kind of tactically plan out how you want to move because you only have so much stamina to last you until you regen. And regen is pretty slow until you boost up your attributes. In this room, I have all of my actual buffs and debuffs that I've created so far. There will be more added. So just an example here, if I go into health drain, it starts draining my health. You see there in the bottom left. And I go into regen and just regens my health as I stand in this volume. And that's basically how all of these work here. This experience though, this is basically how I want to do a leveling system inside of the match. So as you get kills and as you complete objectives in the match, you will level your player up. Then you'll be able to use the skill points to increase your overall HP, increase your overall stamina, and then increase your overall mana points. And that'll allow you to play a little bit different as you level up your character. Play a little bit more aggressive, you know what I mean? So let me grab some of this currency and show you guys my item shop system. Let me grab, let's wait, let me see. I'm gonna get to 700, make sure I can get everything I want. All right, so I don't have many items in here, but this is the basics of the system. If I press tab here, it opens up this window here. This is my item shop. And over here you have these attributes that every player will have, and every player's base attributes will be different. All the gods will have their own base attributes. And then you as a player can either use these consumables or these blessings or enchantments, what we call them in Genesis, to boost these different attributes. Now, I could go over all of these, but just so you get the gist, durability is basically your resistance to physical damage. And the way that my game is going to work is that there are two types of damages that a god can put out. There's physical damage and there's celestial damage. And durability is basically the multiplier that allows you to resist some of that incoming physical damage. Agility, this is just how fast your player moves, how fast he sprints, his sliding, and all that stuff is all gated by agility. Dexterity is basically how much stamina that you're consuming while you're sprinting and sliding and jumping and god leaping and all of that stuff. All that's gated by dexterity. Prowess, this is the mastery of your abilities. Now, mastering your abilities just means that it will cost less mana to actually cast an ability. Strength, this is your physical damage multiplier here. This divinity attribute is your celestial damage multiplier, and the willpower here is your resistance to celestial damage. So I could go into a deeper video on what these do and how they affect the player, but I want to move on. So these different items here, you see I have my all tab, and if I go to consumable, it'll just pop up all the consumables. And if I go to the blessings, it'll just pop up all the enchantments. So starting with the enchantments, basically, these are like what MOBA games have as items. In some MOBA games, you can build items and build them up based on your gold and how you want to build your character's progression throughout the match. And I kind of have that same thing here. I just want to make it a little bit easier for people to get a grasp of, because when I was playing MOBAs and learning how to play MOBAs, which I'm still doing now, it's kind of hard to grasp all the items and what they all do and what's the best items. So basically, I want to make my system very easy to adapt to for players who've played RPGs like Skyrim, and MOBA players can also come over and be like, oh, this is an easier version of the MOBAs that I'm used to playing, like League of Legends or Smite or Paragon, or Fault actually is the new Paragon. But yeah, these basically adjust these attributes here. If you see here, it's got some template description text there. Don't pay attention to that. But you see it costs 300 of the souls. That's the currency in the game. And it does some different things to different attributes. So durability, it subtracts 12. Dexterity, it adds 8. And willpower, it adds 30. So if I equip this by double clicking, you see here that my willpower went up to 50. My dexterity, my willpower went up from 50 to 80. My dexterity went up from 45 to 83, and my durability went down from 30 to 18 here. So you can see how this will affect how your character is built. And you see here, it equipped to this particular slot, and this is to mitigate people from using more than one of the same type of enchantments on the same build. You can only use one of this enchantment type on this build. You can stack other enchantments on top. So if I stack this one on top, let me go back and look at it. So my durability goes up by 7, my prowess goes up by 22, and my agility goes up by 8. If I stack this, you'll see that my attributes will change according to that. But you can only have one of each type stacked on each, one stack of each type on each build of a character. And you can also refund these items. So if I double click on this, and let me just go out here, you see it says I was refunded 250 souls for patience, which is my currency, which means that if there's a item that you want to get later, that's a better version of this, you can buy the smaller version and then refund it later and get the better version, and basically always be able to give your player some kind of attribute boost throughout the gameplay, throughout the match. So I'm gonna equip both of these, and now we can talk about these consumables here. So the consumables, they act different than these actual enchantments here. These enchantments, as soon as you equip them into a slot, they automatically apply their effects on you. These consumables, though, when you equip them to a slot, you kind of get them to a consumable slot that you can activate later while playing the game. This is just a potion that regenerates your health here. This is also gated by a certain slot here. You can only have certain potions in this slot. You can only have certain consumables in this slot here. Now, what I want to say is that right here, it says that I only have 2 in here. That's just how I have it now, just to test that stacking to a certain max stack works. So if I try to add another one by double clicking here, I'll get this little sound, and then you'll see in my little notification pop up there, it says I have the max of the ones that I could carry. So it doesn't let you stack more than you can actually carry. And that's all something that I would balance and do on my own. But yeah, so with these, you can go ahead and activate them by using the key that they're assigned to. For slot 1, it's just a keyboard number 1. And for slot 2 is this keyboard number 2. I need to put that up on the UI. But if I go in here and drain my health a little bit, and if I just activate this this potion here or consume it, my health will start going up instantly, like a lot faster than it was before I got the potion equipped, or before I consumed the potion. I'm sorry. But yeah, that's basically how my item shop system will work. You have these attributes, and then you have these enchantments that boost your attributes, and you have these different potions and different consumables that will also alter how your attributes and how your character is inside the level, inside the match. Okay, so now I'm gonna move on to my AI testing ring here. These guys are all grouped up. Basically here, I have it to where these guys just spot you and they try to kill you. Basically, that's how it goes. And let me show you that you can also do damage to these guys. You can see that their bar is going down, and once you kill them, they kind of fade out of the picture here. Right now, they can damage each other, and that's just because I haven't implemented the team interface just yet. That do help me kill him. But yeah, basically, you see there's a damage number letting you know how much damage you're doing. And you can also see their little health bars on top, just so you can have some notification of what you're doing. Now you see I missed a couple shots, and that's because my attacks are all projectile based, like I said. So you can miss easily. Like, this is not line trace. You have to lead your shots. You have to, like I said, you have to hit with precision. You see I led that guy and I hit him both times, but you have to precisely aim. So this is just where I have my fun. I test out all the abilities, and I see if everything is going to work according to plan here. I actually just ran into a bug where my player is inside the ground right now. I got to figure out how to fix that. But let's move on. This is just the single player version. Actually, I'm playing as a client, and it's kind of like simulating a dedicated server. So let me go ahead and quit this, and then let me show you that multiplayer works as well. And this is one of the biggest strengths of Gas, and the biggest strength of Unreal Engine is that multiplayer is kind of given to you out of the box, man. If you want to make a multiplayer game, Unreal Engine is damn near the way to go. No offense to any of the other engines out there, but let's just be real, guys. So I'm gonna do this in a new editor window. You see here, I got these 2 players here. If go here, we can see this player's movement, and you can keep up with him. It's kind of laggy on the right screen because it's not focused and it's running at a different frame rate. But you can see he can see the projectiles coming, and he gets notification that he's being damaged through his health bar. And I can also see that I'm doing damage through the damage numbers. And remember, this is 2 clients. This is 2 clients running on a dedicated server setup here. So let me go over here to this interactable here, and you can see that if I interact with this and open it, that it is replicated to this player as well. He can see that I opened it when I opened it. And I am doing this with 240 latency, so I am simulating a 240 ping here. So let's go over here to the AI bots, and let's show how the damage and dying is replicated via the bots and stuff like that. So let me go to this other screen here and get over there as well. Oh, God boost. I gotta work on this physics. It looks kind of weird. But here we can see, there's that little bug. Whenever I get out of the screen, it stops updating the animation. So we can see the damage being replicated. Let's just damage this guy so you can see him on both screens. You can see the damage being replicated on the health bar, but you don't see the damage pop-up numbers because you only want to see that on your client. That'll kind of fuss the game up if you're seeing all the damage numbers being done. But yeah, you can see all the damage being done here. Oh, I died, or one of us died. So as the damage is being done, you can see it update. And after you die, of course, you respawn back at the base here, and that's where my character is, way back there. But yeah, that's pretty much what I got, man. Like I said, everything is projectile based, meaning, like I said, you can miss shots very easily, and that's why I also put the stamina there, so the players are not just sprinting and, you know what I'm saying, it's just a whole bunch of missed shots all over the place and things like that. So yeah, I really like where the project is now. It's at a point to where it's just ready to take more content. I built all of the foundation, and this bug is really bothering me. So let me go into here, and then see he's doing it too. I don't know what that is. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just the focus of the screen. But yeah, it's basically ready to be expanded upon and have more content added to it. Like I said, all of the foundation of all my system is set up to where nothing will break if I add anything. Nothing will break if I adjust anything, because it's all on the solid foundation of Gas. So I want to keep updating you guys on this project and keep progressing on it. This is the actual project that I'm working on. I've been wanting to do a devlog for a long time now, but I wasn't exactly sure as I am now about the project that I want to work on. And now that I know, it's time to start letting you guys know. So yeah, man. If you like this video, if you want to see more content like this, definitely subscribe to my channel, like the video, share with your friends. I'm trying to build a community around my channel and now around this little project that I'm working on. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.